Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're going to return to a band, Rata Blanca, that we looked at several months ago. We looked at a song called El Reino Olvidado, which was a 2009 performance at Luna Park. Today, we thought it would be good to do another song of theirs, but we're actually going to do one where they have Glenn Hughes as a guest. He was in Deep Purple. He was the replacement for Roger Glover. And as a matter of fact, he almost became the lead singer. And then I think they actually asked him if he wanted to. At first he said no, and then they got a lead singer. And then he kind of changed his mind. I'm like, oh, well, maybe I could do some. And he is an exceptional singer. I do remember that. He came along during the Burn album. And we're actually going to watch them play Burn together. So this is actually a clip from 2003. There was a DVD called Teatro Gran Rex. Perhaps some of you are familiar. So that's over 20 years ago. Somebody actually requested directly that we take a look at one of these clips that includes Glenn Hughes, because apparently they did a number of them that night, or maybe on that tour. That part I'm not as sure about. But the band, of course, is from Argentina, so that would make sense that they were at Luna Park. They've been around since 1986. So we like a good Deep Purple cover, or, you know, however you want to call this. And we know we like the band. Adrian, do you have any thoughts before we go take a look at this thing?
Well, I'm just looking forward to hearing this. They're big in Argentina. I remember from the other show that we did, you know, they have a very classic metal sound.
Yeah, they do. And by the way, we've actually watched Deep Purple do Burn as well, so maybe what we'll do in the links, we'll put our last Rata Blanca reaction and also the Deep Purple Burn, just for some useful references for you all. Okay, how about we waste no more time? We'll give our thoughts afterwards, and we'll take a look right now. Okay.
All right.
See Thank you so much. Rata Blanca, Walter Giardino, thank you so much. God bless you.
Boy, was that a high note towards the end?
Totally. Big time.
It's an awesome performance, great playing, and geez, what a classic riff.
Yeah, for
One
sure.
of the first riffs I remember hearing in rock and roll during my formative years.
Really? Yeah. Yeah, it is one of those that will stick with you for sure. That was cool. I was a little confused at one point because I could hear one of those screams and Glenn Hughes was not on the microphone. And then I realized that their normal lead singer, perhaps he's also the bass player, I really need to know, but the guy with the tambourine, he also had a microphone and he was putting in his own vocal licks here and there as well, including the high notes. So I believe he was responsible in those situations. I was like, oh, okay, I see now. That was tremendous. It looked like a blast. And I didn't hear anything objectionable in there. It sounded amazing, I mean, we know the band is excellent, and Glenn Hughes apparently was at the top of his game at that point. I don't know much about his history, except I know he had a few struggles here and there.
Say, do you know what kind of keyboard that was that they were using? It sounded like a good approximation of a Hammond. It didn't sound quite exactly the same. It sounded a little digital. It sounded like a keyboard preset, perhaps.
Yeah,
Maybe it's been worked on a little bit.
Definitely. I think you're probably onto something. I just don't know what it was. In any case, it sounded real good. Crowd sounded appreciative, too.
Yeah. Again, just such a classic riff. Yeah, it does stick with you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of that? And then if you have other suggestions for us, you can leave those below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. All right. Thanks so much for joining us on this, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right. Take care, folks.
See you all later.